afternoon, my MPP peeps. We had a nice start to the day, very green in the morning, touched our 37.45 first upper target, and sold off after we got all the way up to 37.56. Our 10 SMA right now is at 37.06. We close below that, bad things could start to happen. Look at this RSI divergence. That's what I've been talking about. Each high, as the price moves higher, we have a lower peak in the RSI. Lower peak here, lower peak here, lower peak here, and look at this, another lower peak, and now starting to trend downward. This is what you begin to see. This is what you start to see at tops. So, we might get an extension to this 38.22. I hope we do. It'd be nice to put a little more icing on that cake before we decide to go down. But nothing's promised in this game. And once this 10 SMA breaks, we're vulnerable to the downside. And especially once this low of 36.36, this low right here, this little, I don't know if you remember this little scare we had a week ago. But we sold off quickly and then recovered by the end of the day. But we get below that low, and then I think we start to correct, probably down to this 3,400 area, maybe lower. So just something to be aware of. This 10 SMA will be our guide, 37.06 right now, a close below that, and we have to start looking at downside targets. But for now, there's still this possibility of 38.22. So we need to respect it until it's confirmed that a short-term top at least is in. Let's go to the Qs. Qs nearly hit my target of 316, got to 314.69. Just like the S&P, look at this negative divergence on the RSI. I think at any point we close below the 10 SMA, and especially below this low right here, 303.60. I think we have to start looking at downside targets into these high 270s, at least, possibly down to this 200 SMA. So just something to be aware of. I think the risk reward isn't that great up here. We need some sort of correction to find some buyers, a lot of buyers to push this market higher, because look how much grindage. The grind here, the peaks here are not that much higher than previous peaks. So it's just a grind right now, and eventually we will have some sort of pullback, and the move upwards will be much easier. It'll be much smoother and hopefully quicker, because right now this is just a grind, and there's just not a lot of continuation on breakouts. Breakouts are failing left and right, as you guys have probably noticed in the dip buying system. It's like we're only winning 1 out of every 2, at the most. So I think we need some sort of pullback before we start winning 3 out of every 4 again. Let's go to the VIX. VIX had a green day today and closed above its 10 SMA. 10 SMA is at 2280, and we closed at 2320. Starting to spike up a little bit. Does this lead to a higher spike in the VIX, or is this just a one-day event? We'll have to wait and see. But a close above the 10 SMA, as a bull, you don't want to see that, but this could just be a one-day thing. We could close right back below it tomorrow. So, nothing really concerning yet in the VIX. You go to the IWM, however, ugly day today. Look at that. It's the first to close below its 10 SMA. Had a little volume behind it too, especially the last 2 days of selling, a lot of profit takers. So this one may have topped and might be the canary in the coal mine for the other indices. So definitely worth watching here, this IWM. And I'm actually thinking maybe if we get continuation tomorrow to go in short, a triple short the IWM. I can't remember what that ticker is, but I'll have it for you guys in the morning. But if we continue lower, I think this could be a nice play on the short side. SRTY, Dan. Okay, guys, SRTY. That's what we'll be. Let me write that down. We'll be looking at that tomorrow. SRTY. And let's look at the DIA just see. I didn't even look at it. DIA is still above this 10 SMA. But I mean, look how much, look at this grind. I mean, the highs have been, I mean, the amount of money you're making since beginning of November is pretty paltry. So it's been a little bit of a grind, and I've definitely been feeling it in the dip buying system. Breakouts are tough right now. They're tough. Let's look at some names that I'm interested in if this rally continues higher. This Netflix, I was thinking about jumping in at the end of the day, decided just to hold off to make sure this market is going to get through that, those first upper targets and head to that second tier of upper targets. And so I held off. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But if Netflix can get above today's high, and it looks like this market wants to rally again, I like this one long to at least 549. And if bottom is in, 640 is a possibility. So Netflix is one. NEO is another one. It is now above the downtrend line, closed above the downtrend line, and closed above the 10 SMA. I still like this one to 53. We made a little money on it last week. This one is now set up again to move if it can get above today's high of 46.28. And the market's moving higher. This one's moving higher. I like this one long to 53. And then JD. I hate even saying I want to go long this name because of what it did to me yesterday, stopping me out and then doing this. But as a trader, remember, guys, we have to have no memory, and you take the trades as they come. Even when you get stopped out, if it sets up again, you take it long. I like this name. I like this name here. So there's no reason I shouldn't like this name here, even though I got stopped out here. So if we get continuation tomorrow above today's high, the rest of the market's moving higher. I'm going to jump back in this thing, see if I can finally get my 100 target. So those are the three names that I'm watching tomorrow. Add SRTY to your list in case we get downside continuation in the IWM, and short the Russell 2000. Well, the IWM is the Russell 2000. So TZA is 3 times. Okay. Well, either vehicle is fine, as long as you are short the Russell. If we get continuation, it seems like either vehicle is fine. You prefer SRTY. All right, SRTY it is. Baba, yeah. If it can get back above the 200 SMA, Corey, I'm interested in this name in the growth system. 150%. 150%. I think this is a great buying opportunity, but I want to see this sucker close above the 200 SMA. You got it at 213. Nice. And if it gets above the 200 SMA, Corey, I would add to it because this thing could have bottomed. We could have, washed out the rest of the bulls who got in late, and we could be heading up. Yeah, just make your stop. This low right here. Stay small right now. Make your stop that low, 215. And then if you've got the bottom, then you just start adding and you keep going up, man. Yeah, dude. Well done. All right. Well, anybody else have anything? Anything you want me to go over? No? Cool. All right. I'll see you guys in the morning, and let's see what happens. We have plays either way. If we head down, we have a play, and if we head up, we have 3. So we're well prepared. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, don't trade for thrills. Just consistently make those dollar bills. See you guys.